I have been thinking about the types of industry I could get behind and fully support, as I do my best to question and fend off toxic industrial development. I also dream about what the world could look like if we collectively moved away from the capitalistic lens of never-ending growth. I envision a giant project of land regeneration, where someone comes along with a plan to rebuild the health of the earth and the air and the water, all while taking into consideration all the unseen little beings that dwell in the places where humans rarely go. The fairies, the gnomes, the extraterrestrials that exist in some kind of mysterious, energetic form. I think of all the ways that women would be leading, with indigenous grandmothers and youth at the front, sharing the wisdom of years past while the new generation allows their insights to become reality as we merge worlds together, building bridges between the present moment, yesterday, and tomorrow. We move with the next 7 generations in mind, as many indigenous cultures believed to be necessary with each plan being brought to life. My heart desires to live in a time when we cherish the earth and the great mystery, equally as integral pieces of what it means to be human. I imagine ceremony and ritual at the forefront of every day, sacred spaces created around fires and gardens and rivers and streams. I imagine money flowing freely through the hands it needs to in order for these ways of being to be a reality for the masses. Do we really need vacations of excess if we are rich in sacred ceremony? Would we need to escape our lives if we all got to live in ways that honored the innate gifts we carry, allowing us to shine our brightest just by being true to our own humanity? Would we still feel so inclined to escapism if our realities reflected the values that originate at the core of who we are? How different would our everyday lives look if we lived by the tenets of reciprocity rather than competition? My heart desires liberation and freedom for all, and restorative justice for those who are so wounded that they continue to perpetuate harm toward themselves and others. I can see a world where authoritarianism is no longer a way of operation, and where hierarchy has collapsed into a gentle and kind anarchy. A world where sharing is the basis of all our actions, and where care is granted to every being and elemental aspect of the world. My heart desires to be understood in the most basic kind of way. I love it when I can tell that the person in front of me sees me for the heart that lives inside of me, the heart that beats with care with the natural aspects of our world, and the heart that wishes it could somehow ease the suffering of all beings and elements and creatures, great and small. My heart desires soulfulness in every interaction, not just between 2 or more people, but between the people and the earth, between people and all our non-human kin too. I dream of a world that has slowed down and doesn't see progress and development in terms of extraction and taking, but instead progress and development is measured by how well we live in a sense of reciprocity with everything that surrounds us, how we look to the soul of each relation and understand what is needed to enhance the thrive factor in any particular moment or project. My heart desires a way of existing that doesn't shy away from the spiritual nature of our existence, and instead embraces what it means to be in touch with and connected to the essence of our individual and collective spirituality. I see the possibility of a world that is not so caught up in perpetuating dogmatic beliefs, and instead honors the sacredness in every speck of dirt and every beam of light shining through tree branches to warm the earth below. At this point in my life, there isn't too much more that my heart desires. Oh, except making a decent living through my poetry, musings, and art so that I can sustain a healthy style of life and have ample amounts of resources to give to those around me who are going through a time of need. I desire ample, free-flowing income from all the creations I cast into the world, just as we all deserve to be properly compensated for the gifts we carry forward. I desire to have more than I need so I can allow my generosity to flow in greater amounts than it does right now. I'm not interested in hoarding cash or resources. I am interested in being a bigger part of the wealth distribution and mutual aid that is so needed in these days of late-stage capitalism. What are your heart's desires? I'd love to know. Thank you for listening and for having some sort of trust that as you kept consuming my words, you would be led somewhere where you would not only deserve to be, but also a place that would bring an extra lightness to your being. And that place is right here, right now, in the present moment of your existence.